Hello from the National Weather Service in Missoula. This is Travis Booth with your planning briefing for Sunday, November 20th. Just wanted to take a quick look at the weather threat matrix. We have a system coming through the area late Tuesday afternoon into the day on Wednesday, expecting some light to moderate pass level snow and wintry mix for the valleys. As we get into Thursday, most areas look to be dry, but we do have an outside shot at some light wintry mix in northwest Montana. And then going into Friday, that could become a bit more widespread. But we'll talk about the details here as we go. So first off, the valley cold pools will continue through Tuesday. So just continuing that degraded air quality, some stratus, especially in northwest Montana, some morning fog in some of the valleys at times. Temperatures continuing to be well below normal, although some gradual moderation in temperatures. And then some flurries at times, especially Monday. In fact, on Monday, there may be enough mid-level moisture passing through that we could actually have some areas of light snow in northwest Montana if that stratus persists. So going beyond that, as we get into Tuesday afternoon, we're expecting precipitation to begin in northwest Montana and then slowly spread southeastward Tuesday night and continuous snow showers on the day of Wednesday. For the passes, fairly light snow amounts. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And then the valleys, a wintry mix, perhaps some freezing rain possible. And another thing to keep in mind with all the cold temperatures of late, the ground temperatures are already very cold, midwinter type levels, so any wet roads, untreated wet roads, could easily refreeze and become icy Tuesday night and Wednesday, so something to keep in mind. But looking at the expected snowfall amounts, you can see, for some of our passes, generally 1, 2, 3 to 4 inches for some of these western passes like Lookout and Lolo Pass. As you go further east, just some trace amounts. And then looking at the valleys, fairly little, just expecting some very light precipitation, once again in the form of a wintry mix, so it could still be an issue for the valleys as far as icy conditions, but regarding snow amounts for the valleys, looks to be very light. So just looking at this a different way for that late Tuesday through Wednesday snow, the percent chance of 1 inch of snow or more. You can see a fairly high chance, 53% Lolo Pass, 81% Lookout Pass. Same thing as we get over toward Marias Pass, fairly high chances. But once again, looking at the valleys, much lower chances. Perhaps in northwest Montana, a little higher chance, 25-30% chance for some of those valleys. But otherwise, not a whole lot of snow expected in the valleys. So then looking a bit further, percent chance of 4 inches of snow or more, you can see that decreases very quickly. So we're only talking, 10-20% chances for some of these western areas. So that speaks well to those snow amounts we were just talking about being fairly light. Now we had touched on the chance of some freezing rain or refreeze on the roads, and these are the areas on Tuesday night into. This is Tuesday night on this left image. Some of these valley areas that have been inverted for many days. These are the areas, including a few spots in north central Idaho that we may see some icy conditions. And then this would be during the day on Wednesday, most likely during the morning hours. During the afternoon, we'll probably mix out enough where the freezing rain potential would be much less. But just gives you kind of an idea of where the potential is higher for the freezing rain to occur. But once again, just generally light to moderate snow for the passes, and then for the valleys, that light wintry mix for that mostly Tuesday night through Wednesday time period. Now going beyond that, looking at Thanksgiving, late Thanksgiving into Friday, we had been seeing a lot of indications of ridging, so generally drier weather and back to those inversions, but that has trended actually more toward a westerly flow. So we're actually looking at a higher confidence now in a light wintry mix with light pass level snow, especially from I-90 northward, and this would be late Thanksgiving Day into Friday. And the less likely scenario now appears to be the ridging, but that's a very changeable period. Certainly something to kind of keep your eye on and see which direction that's going to end up going. And then for next weekend into early the following week, it looks like a higher confidence in a wetter period and a return to below normal temperatures. There's still a less likely scenario, around a 20% chance of ridging and relatively dry conditions, but it definitely seems to be more of the outlier. And another thing to keep in mind is there are some forecast models that are showing a potential Arctic front coming across the divide early next week, say late Monday into Tuesday, so something to keep in mind. Same text here that we just discussed, but I did want to show this 6 to 10 day temperature graphic. It could be a little bit misleading just because it covers, you know, a multi-day period, in that these are broad graphics, so it's not really capturing the valley inversions and the cold temperatures there. But in a general sense, at elevation, you know, temperatures would start off above normal, and then, like I said, once we get into next weekend and early the following week, it looks to trend toward below normal temperatures again. Well, thank you for joining us. Our next briefing is on Thursday the 24th. We'll see you then.